last year I told y'all the story about this dude that I was locked up with that they called the Novi arsonist. Well, turns out he actually did it. Let me catch y'all up so y'all won't be lost. So basically, when I was locked up, I met this dude, this Somalian and black dude. He told me that he got his young white girlfriend pregnant. Now, when I say young, she was 18 years old and he was 25. So basically, her mama and daddy, they was not racist at all. They wasn't racist. They just felt like, we don't want you with our daughter. Number one, you ain't got no job. You ain't going to college. You in your mid-20s and you ain't got nothing going on. And our daughter is on her way to going to college. And we don't want you messing that up. That's understandable, okay? Now, what took place was when he went to the house to talk to her about the situation, she called him over there to break up with him. So they sitting on the front porch and she tell him like, yo, I'm pregnant, but I'm getting rid of the baby. We're done. He gets upset and he like, nah, we ain't done. So he grabs her. Now at this time, y'all, the mama is in the living room window watching this go down while the daddy is upstairs. So as soon as he grabbed her, the mama like, blah, 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 blah. He trying to hurt our daughter. He trying to hurt our daughter. Now at this time, he dragging this girl across the yard to put her in the car. The daddy finally comes outside and go, bam, bam, bam. He activate hands and feet on the Somalian dude that's trying to kidnap the daughter, right? So, at this time, y'all, there was an arsonist that was in Novi that was setting people porches on fire. So after the dad ended up whipping him out, he get in the car and he takes off. Now, there was a 911 call placed like literally maybe 5 minutes before this fight happened and the guy took off. Somebody called the police and said, we see the arsonist and he's fleeing. He's leaving out this cul-de-sac. The police, perfect timing, intercepts him. So they go on a high-speed chase because they thinking this is the arsonist. And he thinking like, yo, they called the police on me. I'm running. And long story short, when I met him, he was telling me like, yo, he was innocent, this, that, whoop-de-whoop, okay? He ended up going to prison. He ended up going to prison for attempted kidnapping of his girlfriend, right? This is where this story begins. So I'm laying on my bed and I see him coming through the tier, right? You know, he got his property and, you know, his bag, whatever. And I see him, I'm like, oh, Snoop, that's dude that I was locked up with in the county jail. So I step out the cell. I'm like, hey, yo, what's up? He like, oh, Dante. I said, what cell you in? He said, oh, I'm in this cell down here. So I said, all right, I'll be down there in a minute. So I head down there after 10 minutes of him settling in. You know, I knew his bunkie, this older white cat, he was cool. So I said, hey, let me holler at your man right quick. So the white cat stepped out of the room and, you know, I'm talking to him. I'm like, man, what is you doing in here, man? He like, man, they hit me with this attempted kidnapping charge and bodily injury, this assault and all this. So I said, how much time they give you? Man, they gave me 8 years. I said, ooh, 8 years? I said, you better be lucky because kidnapping, that's like a life sentence. He said, yeah, but the parents came in and spoke on my behalf and all this and that. And, you know, I guess the judge gave him leniency. Now, what I did not know is that dude, now anybody can tell you anything about why they locked up, okay? But if you don't see their paperwork, and it's not in black and white, you take what they say with a salt of grain. What dude really was locked up for is that when he finally got out of the county jail after all this circus act going on, if they said he was the Novi arsonist, he ended up, how can I say this without getting in trouble? He ended up, I'm just going to say, he tried to attempt to unalive the girlfriend for getting rid of the baby. And in his fit of rage of him trying to unalive her and it didn't work, he ended up violating her in a way that y'all know that Donta is totally against. He ended up violating her, and she ended up losing the baby by violating her in that way. This is why he in here on bad charges. Now, what I did not know is that the word already got put in by her father. See, her father was a big construction guy out there in Novi, right? So he had pull, he had some money. So unbeknownst to him and everybody on our block, there was a hit put out on dude, right? The Somalian cat. The father wanted his get back. Now, I'm not going to mention no names. Y'all can look up the case if y'all want to. It is what it is. Hold on. Okay. So not only dude basically a dead man walking, but the cat that picked up the contract was known to play with fire. And when I say fire, I mean he was known, he had burn marks on him. He just one of them creepy cats that, you know, they got the burn scar on his lip. He was in there for arson, right? He got in trouble of doing insurance scams where he'd go to people in the hood and be like, yo, I can get you about 100 grand. Let me do this to your house. And, you know, you give me 30 grand, you keep 70. And that's how he made his money. But he really had a fascination with fire. Okay, so he ended up getting caught up in some insurance scam thing, whatever. So he ended up picking up this contract of taking dude out, the Somalian cat out. So I'm going to say 4 months into his bed, the Somalian cat bed, he was allegedly, because I didn't see this, I just heard the siren go off and everybody had to lock down. But allegedly, he was in his cell and he was laying on his bed. I don't know what he was doing. But his cellmate was told to get out of the cell by a guard. So allegedly a guard was in on this too. So when the guard led the older white cat out of the cell, that left the Somalian dude in there. And when he got in there, when they rolled the cell back, I don't know how he got it, but he ended up putting like this rope thing, this wire rope thing on the cell, so like this, and he put a lock on it. And when he did that, boom, dude was trapped in there. So even if they rolled back the cell, he couldn't get out unless they had some bolt cutters or whatever. In prison, you ain't got nothing but time, so you can come up with all type of concoctions, right? Flammable things. The guy that took the hit ended up getting whatever he did that was in a Mountain Dew bottle and got to spraying it on him. The Somalian dude was like, man, what is this? He thought it was pee at first, because it ain't uncommon for somebody to get hit with a Glock dookie or get hit with, or get splashed with some piss. So he thinking like, man, why is this guy spraying me with this piss? It wasn't piss. It was something, a flammable liquid. So now dude bed is soaked, his books is soaked, his clothes is soaked, he's soaked, his bed, his sheets and stuff is soaked. I don't know if dude had a lighter. I don't know if he had some matches. Whatever it was, He flicked it in the cell. The whole cell went up in flames. In the thumbnail, it's the person that did that. He on death row right now. People on the block that was there, that heard the screams from the Somalian guy, and the smell of rotten flesh being, ooh, I'm glad I wasn't there on the block that day. Before we even go on with this story, I want y'all to know something. Everybody been asking me, like, Dante, where the merch at? When you gonna give us that, hit that like button, the sword of justice, immediately, spread eagle style. I got my store up already. The link is in the description below. It's a click link for merch. Or you can go to the community tab, and everything that I post on there, I got a link at the top. So go ahead and get your merch. And be sure to hit that like button and bless the Cash App. Well, let's get back to the meat and potatoes of this. So, you know what? Don't worry, y'all. I got something for y'all. I'm going to end this story, but I got another story that I'm about to tell y'all that's real crazy. Because I just thought about something. Forget dude. He violated a woman and ended up unaliving his unborn child by doing that violation. So, I F him. Anyway, y'all, I got some supernatural stories that's coming that y'all ain't gonna wanna miss. And with that, y'all, this is the Donta Show Network. Please hit that like button. I'm out.